like to talk about Black Lives Matter on social media, and how just, obviously I have a major role to play as an ally, as an anti-racist. I would like you to tell me, what can I else do?
Okay, so in regards to being an ally, just speaking out on the injustices and making sure that other people who aren't a part of the movement are aware of why the movement is taking place and its importance, and highlighting the different privileges that the majority groups, i.e. white people, have over Black people and the majority of minority groups. That is the strongest thing that an ally can really do. That, and to when they see an injustice and they see something see a situation or an instance in which someone is being taken advantage of or mistreated because of their skin tone, for actually speaking up and advocating for that person right there on the spot. That's the strongest thing that an ally can do, honestly, in regards to like the Black Lives Matter movement. It's funny because the Black Lives Matter movement has been around for years. It's just because of the climate that 2020 is in, and everything that's been taking place, it's been heightened because of the presidential election that's happening this year, and then the coronavirus. So all of it pushed together, it really just, and the fact that people are out of work right now, it gives a lot more resources towards being able to advocate towards the Black Lives Matter movement. But yeah, that's what an ally has to do, is to just make sure that other people in their group are aware of it and they understand where they're coming from, and they're not taking small instances or small things like looting and they're allowing that to cloud their judgment based on the entire movement, because that's just one very small piece, and that isn't what the movement is about.
Absolutely.
Now, in regards to my podcast, there is room for it. I personally just haven't touched on it at the moment because I operate from a place of like productivity and trying to make sure that people are, the motivation and they're positive. So I just haven't touched on it at the moment. Should I? Do I need to? Absolutely, because I have a platform, I have a voice. I need to be using it for that purpose. And now you've got me thinking, because I'm not going to be able to do that within like 7 to 10 minutes. That's going to have to be like a longer episode. So thank you. Thank you for bringing it to me. But no, there's always room for advocacy and treating people correctly on my podcast. I have a lot of episodes that's coming out about that. And I've had some think pieces. I actually want one for the Every Girl, which is like a major lifestyle platform, talking about the different negative mindsets, and I touched on it in that. But yeah, as far as my podcast, absolutely, there's going to be room for that.
Who's your audience, or who do you speak to? Who do you imagine is listening on the other side?
So I'm speaking, it's funny, I'm actually speaking to my past self. So people that are ambitious about making changes in their lives, they may work a 9 to 5, but they just don't necessarily know the right steps in order to actually get to that next place. So their life isn't 100% negative. Like, they're doing certain things to push themselves, but they're not seeing the traction. They're not seeing the growth that they want to see. So I am targeting them so that I can give them actionable steps to go with their lifestyle so that they can actually be able to make those changes on their own time. Right?
Yeah, on their own time. That's so important. Yeah. People shouldn't feel pressured to do this or that, to accomplish this or that. Especially, I've been seeing so much this question: what have you done during the pandemic? No, I didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Leave me alone. I'll do whatever I want to do.
Yep, and people get stuck on that time frame, and they think of their age, and they see other people, and they start comparing themselves to others, and that comparison steals your joy, and it steals your capacity to actually create, because we're all on different playing fields, and we all have different things in our mind that are going on. We all have different experiences, and we all have different things that we have to get past. So I strongly push for people to like go on their own time, because I used to be one of those people, like, oh my God, like I have people that are like doing so much more, but self-happiness is the most important part, because if you're not happy within yourself, like if you're not comfortable where you are, you're not going to be able to do anything effectively anyways, because it's always going to come back to you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So how did you a few weeks ago, because I think your podcast is 1 week older than mine, right? How did you 6 weeks ago decided to, okay, I'm just going to air this. I have a few ideas. I'm just going to go and do this.
So I actually had the idea for a podcast for a while. I actually, I stopped working on December the 26th because I wanted to allot myself some time to figure out what I liked, what I disliked, etc. So I already had the idea to do a mindset podcast. And I was slowly dragging my feet. Like I already had the logo made and like the score and things like that. But I am taking I took a coaching class in June by Rob Dial. He's a motivational speaker and a one-on-one coach. And I knew that I was starting a new corporate job on June the 1st as well. And so in my head, I'm like, you just left the corporate job to now go, like, to discover yourself. And now you're going back. As I said, you're just kind of repeating the same cycle. So I honestly was like, no, yeah, you have to go. Like, yeah, just whoop, and I kind of just jumped off the ledge. Yeah.
So you're keeping yourself in check as well.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
I feel that,
and it was difficult.
It is. I feel that sometimes too. It's like, okay, I can't just preach to the choir, right? I gotta do it.
Yes.
I know. I'm really curious. What makes your mind bloom?
What makes my mind bloom? That's a great question. Having conversations with people about different things. Like I like talking to people about their different experiences and just kind of connecting the dots. So I would definitely say just listening to other people's experiences, and that definitely makes my mind blown.
Love it. And just one more question. I don't want to inundate you. I do love speaking with you, but I don't want to inundate you with 1,000 questions. But just one more for the people at home again. So you said you have now a corporate job, you just started it, so you're probably working 9 to 5-ish, kind of within that realm. And you have this podcast, you have a beautiful Instagram account and probably other social media accounts. How do you manage all of this? And we've talked briefly, just even by text, till how overwhelming it can become at times. You respond to your followers and you love to do that, and you love the engagement you're getting, both you and I. But sometimes it becomes a little bit too much between the editing of the podcast, the scripting, the interviewing in my case as well, keeping social media up. What few tips do you have for all of us, me included?
Gotcha. And that's funny. That actually coincides with my episode that's coming out next week, how to figure out your productivity time.
There you go.
Well, what I do, one is I have like a 1 through 3 system just to determine what my goals are. My 1s are my high energy, where I have to like completely focus. My 3s are like routines, such as like cleaning, meal prepping, things of that nature. And I will schedule my time, like schedule my activities based around that. Now, just a little bit of background. You have a thing called your ultradian cycle, which happens 90 to 120-minute cycles for productivity. Okay. So I wake up earlier to give myself an additional productivity cycle so that I can squeeze more things in.
I see.
Kind of how I'm doing it right now. I'm on lunch break. This actually is one of my high energy times. That's why I was like, let's go ahead and crank it out because I have it right now. Okay. I fit things in where they can be, and I take out the excuses. Like I don't allow myself to make an excuse for why I didn't achieve something, because I know that my purpose is to help other people become their best version of themselves. And I can't help other people if I'm making excuses for myself. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I schedule my day out. I take out the excuses. I squeeze everything in, and I make it happen.
And that was your 5th episode, right? On No Excuses.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
I just want to, yes, you were, and we were again texting the other day, and you were mentioning now you bulk, you
Bulk
create, you bulk create content.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. I'm starting to do the same thing too, and it really helps.
Yeah.
What do you do? So like you'll do all your Instagram. Also, you probably, again, and this is my personal question, you have probably other social media accounts.
Mhm.
Do you use the same posts on all social media? Yeah.
Yeah. So what I do I write out my month, and then I'll create and I have templates on Canva for my Instagram post. I focus primarily on Instagram, and I just post the exact same content to Twitter and Facebook,
Gotcha.
because I want to primarily focus on Instagram for the
Yeah.
time being. But yeah, I create all of my Instagram posts in a day, the day after I've created the podcast episode. So I just recorded a podcast episode before we got on the phone. So tomorrow I'm going to create all of my Instagram content for the week
I see.
to coincide with that podcast episode, and then I can go to
That's beautiful. That's awesome. Yeah, I decided to divide mine per days. So Mondays will be a topic, Tuesdays will be a different topic, Wednesdays, blah, blah. But I guess I can also bulk create, as in I can do all the Mondays of the month, or I can do all the Wednesdays of the month.
It'll make it so much easier on your time, and it'll give you so much more time to be able to just engage on a daily basis versus having to like make the post and do the copyright, then post, then engage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Where can we find you on social media?
Okay, so you can find the podcast on Facebook and Instagram at Tini Talks, the podcast. And then my personal page is Christini Ca'lia, everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere, Christini Ca'lia. That's where you're going to find like the bulk of like my inspiration and my mindset information.
Oh, awesome. I will follow you on those too.
Yay!
So great. Thank you for squeezing me in during your lunch break. This was awesome. Speak to you soon.
Yes, absolutely. We got to stay in touch.
Oh my God. And we have to have a drink one of these days.
Yes. Oh my God. Because you're in New York, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Come up. Once all this once all of this craziness is over.
Right.
We are doing this, girl. We are doing this. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you too. Bye.